without starting, but we could start.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It doesn't matter.
Well, we can. Okay.
We can cut it and post or whatever.
I won't play the song yet. Tell me when to play the song.
You know what? Go for it. This one's going to be a little off the cuff tonight.
Go your own way, stones and shadows wide, willows whisper of darkness deep and wide. In the forest there is no place to hide. Strange paths, tonight I fear that I will not survive the dying of the light.
This is The Dying of the Light, a series from the Starfall Collective. The Starfall Collective is a collaborative storytelling group using the Dungeons & Dragons game system as a vehicle for creating rich and compelling stories in a fictional world we've been developing together for a while. You can find out more about the collective as well as the stories we're telling at thestarfallcollective.com. We're back with a new episode. Let's find out who's in it. I am Sir Robert, a father and entrepreneur. I'm the host of this season's story. With me tonight are a few friends playing some of the characters in this drama. Please say your name, something about yourself if you like, and a brief description of the character you're playing, focusing on your take on the strategy that is unfolding for handling the Iron Bell, the assumed Iron Bell assault. Just to remind our listeners and players, when our party returned from the hole, the stone city and keep inside the darkness, Gary had let them know that they had just repelled a contingent of 12.5 Iron Bell who attempted to kill everyone. They are expecting, due to Diamondback's excellent insight into the strategic workings of the Iron Bell, as his Snake Clan had so often tried to dupe, they're expecting a new attack of maybe 36 people, 36 Iron Bell, in maybe 6 days is what they're thinking. So yeah, focus on, if you will, just is thinking about the current state of affairs. Why don't we start with you, Matt?
Diamondback. Well, I can hear an echo.
How about now?
I can hear an echo. Not nearly as much. Sweet.
Great.
It's still there a little bit, but it seems like something's damping it. So that's cool. Let's go. My name is Matthew Talamini. I'm a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island, and you can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew TALAMINI.com. I play the shirtless wizard Diamondback. Diamondback grew up, and he got through sort of the schooling, educational, book learning, training sort of part of his mystic assassin cult / village / family group before it was genocided by the Iron Bell. So he has a lot of book knowledge and theory about military strategy and battles and things like that, but not a whole lot of real world experience. And he is sort of an excuse for why he's a wizard. He knows how to do magic and things, but not actually very good at assassin style fighting. He's not a rogue. He has a strategy for this, a grand war strategy. It remains to be seen whether the other parties necessary for that strategy are going to fall in or not. And one of the things he wants to do, remind me of this, Mr. DM, is send a message to Yoshka to, see what's up, what they're doing. Basically, the strategy, well, we can go into it later if we want to.
Okay. Sounds good. And Dwight?
Hey, I'm Belvari, and my people are ones who usually run away. And so this is a weird situation to be in. He sort of has a youthful desire to not run away, but also a tickling wisdom, possibly, of like, why are you here? What's going on? This isn't the wise way to handle this, but that wisdom does not include a helpful, here is the wise way to handle it.
All right. Everybody's a critic.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And how about you, Josh?
So yeah, my name's Josh. I am a software developer in Augusta, Georgia. And I play Inkatink, who has many voices, but not one. Inkatink's people survived by hiding for a long time. And I think Inkatink as a character is pretty over that. And I think he's probably a little wound up, a little worked up, and is, wanting to, fight back, stick up for himself. So I think that we've got a lot of plans to make the place defensible and make the peasants dangerous. And I think we've got a good chance. I think Inkatink's ready for a fight.
All right.
I was getting a good amount of echo from Josh just then.
Josh, will you say a couple of things?
Sure, I can keep talking about anything you like. Still got an echo? Matt?
Nope.
Good? Okay.
Well, Sir Robert was muted, so there wouldn't have been an echo.
Did you have an echo when I was only intentionally cut it halfway through.
Oh, I didn't hear an echo at all that time.
Great. So Pat is hopefully going to join us, but maybe not. He's in the throes of some kind of work thing. Okay, sorry. I also was in the throes of a work thing and trying to figure out what's going on. Sorry about that. So previously on the Dying of the Light, you made grand war plans for how to handle this anticipated attack, maybe even siege. We made reference a few times. You know what? Let me share my screen real quickly, just so that it's on the recording for YouTube. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is an image you all have access to, but basically it is a map of the town as you have it. I'm going to just do a quick description for the viewers, listeners. Sorry, I'm not yet proficient enough to do that on the fly for both audiences. In the east southeast of the city And all from there, all along the southern wall and then to the west, we have the various clans or villages or hamlets that were brought in by the wayfarers to live here. On the map that you see, I've named them after each of the towns: Ribolin, Senaren, Sedola, Padiat, etc., and color-coded them. The reason for this is to give you a sense of just the geography and placement of the people. Hold on one sec. You all right?
Yeah, Jacob.
Okay. And two, to let you understand that though they are fellows in this fight, they aren't trying to live together. That's a foreign enough thing to them that they aren't seeing that as like immensely desirable. Saracon is far off to the north. They are the people from this undead land. They're the only town that's natively from Garatone. They are near Diamondback's Tower. Tall building, really. And though that has become kind of an undead either haven or ghetto. It's depending on your perspective, I guess.
It's an undead
Quarter. The undead quarter.
The undead quarter.
Canton.
District is better, yeah. It's really more of a ghetto. There's just corpses around all the time. And being contained there-ish.
Useful corpses, fixing
That's
the
right.
cobblestones.
That's right.
A lot of echo
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
It's weird. That's not very loud.
I don't know why all the echo. Let's try that. How's the echo?
How's the echo?
Check something to see if there's an echo.
I can hear the echo pretty clear. Very clearly.
Well, I've got nothing I can do about it, so there we go.
I mean, okay. It's going to be on the recording forever.
If you have a suggestion, I'm open.
Put on headphones. There are two of you.
I don't have
The echo is
Put
from
on some of
your.
our tandem headphones.
Yeah, I don't have my headphones.
Your microphone can hear your speaker.
No, I understand the nature of the problem. All right. Let's see here.
We can keep going. It's fine, but you're the one who's hoping to. I mean, I guess we're all hoping we can do something with this audio later. And it was definitely we've gotten it to where it's not echoing. In the past.
Now, hear me out. First thing you're going to do is make a Vista boot drive.
Wait, I don't hear it now. Oh, wait, because he was gone.
You hear it now?
How about now?
Do I hear it now? Is it there? It's
I don't
not
know.
there. I don't hear it.
Fixed it.
I gave Riverside a chance to reset itself. I tried turning it off and on again.
Woohoo!
Set it down and
All
had a
right.
good long hard talk with it.
Thank you, Riverside.
It's Vista. You're going to die.
Wait, so you're using Riverside's voice cancellation or echo cancellation thing, and like works this well?
Yeah, it's the one I always use.
Cool.
Sorry, to our listening audience, I'm on call-ish, and so I'm having to monitor what's happening. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long few days. Okay.
We can skip for tonight if you want. It's
I was gonna
cool.
say, now that's
You can give up.
great audio.
Next week, yeah.
It's fine.
I do and I don't. Pat is also working on.
Right, Pat's not here either.
Yeah.
And the echo came back.
The echo came back. What?
Can you hear
It's
it right
such
now?
a clear echo.
Quit speaking so echolalically, Matt.
Echo.
Echo.
But my
Super.
voice is in such rare Tom Waits form.
Josh is barely able to talk. Sir Robert is tired.
Yeah, all right, we can
Pat's
call
not
it.
here. Yeah, let's do it.
Echo.
And Matt can only say echo.
That's all he says.
He is his own echo.
Oh my word!
We have,
so
I mean, okay. Eventually, we're going to have a big. Eventually, we're going to have like a big set piece battle, right?
We're
we should all be
going there as fast as we can.
Do we have any important prep for that left to do? Do you have a checklist?
I don't think so. I think you got a good plan in place, and Belvari's gonna go try to scout out ahead of time with him and some of the Saracon people, and everything else is just you're waiting. You got 6 days before, about 6 days before they get here.
Can I do one?
I'm gonna leave a message stone with you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
That I have. One thing sending stone. One thing I want to check is that it's like once a day. Is that the pair can be used once a day? You know.
I don't know.
Here's in return the spell enables can send any distance. Huh. It doesn't say. It has one charge, but the stones have one charge.
Give me 1 second. I'll tell you.
It's just once per day. So it's both stones have one charge.
That seems like you can use it twice a day, then, right? Because
No, it's both.
using
stones.
it lets you reply.
Sending stones come in pairs, each with a smooth stone carved to match the other, so pairing is easily recognized. When you touch one stone, you can use an action to cast the sending spell from it. The target is the bearer of the other stone. If no creature bears the other stone, you know that fact as soon as you use the stone, and you don't end up actually casting the spell. Once sending is cast through the stones, plural, they can't be used again until the next dawn.
Yeah.
If one of the stones in a pair is destroyed, the other becomes non-magical.
Gotcha. So yeah, it is one way. But anyway, so I can report back each day or something.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, no, they're already here, you could tell me to come back.
Flank them. I would like to just cast sending or to send a message to Yoshka real quick, just to tell him.
With the message spell?
Sorry.
No, the sending spell?
What spell is it? I have it. Sending, with the sending spell.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I guess I only have 25 words, but I don't feel like composing 25 actual words, but I can if you want. Basically,
why don't you tell me the gist, then you'll tell me next time what you said.
Okay. Or, I mean, we have to tell Jared what I said. But
That's true.
the gist is that the Iron Bell are attacked and they're coming back 6 days from now. We are defending the city from the Iron Bell, just in case you want to come back and help out. Please help.
I think based on what Morris says, he will be back after something terrible happens. That was my parsing of that message.
Can we talk about what Morris said to us?
Do it. This is a good time for any lightweight, like non-actiony stuff, and I'm happy to weigh in as
You want to mute us
All right.
when we're not talking.
So
Can you still hear an echo, guys? Crazy wise?
Is there an echo?
No. Okay, great.
So Inkatink is huddled over a table, and you see his avian reptilian clawed hand holds a large piece of charcoal in it and has a large vellum sheet stretched out. You see him making broad strokes over his shoulder. Diamondback points down imperiously at the parchment, shaking his head vigorously, taking his fist and rubbing out some of the things that Inkatink has done. We zoom back. We see a man, stick figure, stabbing another. We can workshop that. I can do, we see, but it has to be something so silly that everybody thought that it was going to be really good battle plans, but instead it's just.
I mean, we have
So
a battle plan.
You can draw really good buildings. You can make exact representations of things, but you drew a stick figure.
Yeah, but I can't draw anything original. That's the joke.
Ah, so you've seen someone draw a stick figure.
So what Morris said was the help that we have is helpful, but it won't win the day. The help that we're going to get will seem hurtful, but will win the day, maybe. And there's a third part that's the hardest, which is not to be afraid of death. There's life and death if we can bring ourselves to make the harder choice. This is what Diamondback grew up hearing. He's ready to die anytime.
Gotcha.
He doesn't really see much of a...
What Belvari heard, and this is not necessarily the truth, but oh yeah, we're totally going to lose this battle, but maybe it'll be okay after. Something like that.
That was Belvari's interpretation.
Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, I guess I'll say Diamondback's interpretation is that Morris knows that Diamondback thinks, and this is probably what Inkatink would think as well, that our current forces are not sufficient to defeat the actual Iron Bell. They may, hoping that they're sufficient to defeat the next group of Iron Bell that's coming, but the one that's coming after that, certainly not. Yet, there's other help. There are forces that are greater than what we have, that we have sort of fraught relationships with. Diamondback is thinking of his own patron that not everybody's going to be super happy to work with, probably. It is a big secret, big bad secret.
And it's going to kill all of us.
Definitely.
Don't be afraid of that.
Definitely, maybe. No, definitely not. And the dragon, who Diamondback himself is not very trustful of the dragon. And I'm not super trustful of Morris either. But hearing Morris say that sort of convinced Diamondback that, okay, you know, these great mysterious forces that won't explain themselves, even though they supposedly understand everything and they're very, like, you know, mysterious. Like, they seem to be hinting from their, you know, cabal that they will be willing to help us out trying to overthrow the Iron Bell. And Morris has been some sort of spokesman or something, like, the help you may receive in the future you might not like. But Diamondback is like, okay, maybe they'll help us. We should ask them to help. He doesn't know what to make of the death ahead. That sounds like some sort of apocalyptic thing. Probably has to do with the dreams we were having before that haven't happened in a while.
Fireflies.
Canopies.
How about you, Inkatink? You didn't hear it, but you've heard their account of what Morris said.
Yeah,
Inkatink has no reason to feel happy, positive thoughts towards Morris. In fact, he's quite irked with Morris because he sort of holds Morris responsible for taking Nino from him, and having Nino taken from him, I think, is probably what has pushed him into this sustained sense of fight, because he's trying to hold on to the place that she's going to come back to. He can't lose the city, or he loses the home that everyone will hopefully agree upon. I mean, Inkatink's heart is filled with murder. He wants nothing more than for everyone to just be together as a family. So,
Because your family is a murder.
indeed. My
Mine
heart
too.
desires naught but murder.
When Diamondback hears death, he's like, yay. When Inkatink hears murder, he's like, yay. Or he's like, these guys are weirdos.
Murder means family. Necromancy means
Yep.
nobody left behind.
That's actually like that's pretty Snake Clan right there.
Yeah, we need to
Necromancy
find a
means nobody has to get left behind or forgotten.
Ohana. We need to make like a Diamondback wearing a T-shirt, and it's like Ohana means family, and but it's like scratched out. It's like necromancy means family.
Yeah, Inkatink was never around to see old zombie Gulb
Zolb.
wandering around.
And Sir Robert, another thing that Diamondback wants to do, like on day 2 and day 3 of this, that he can't do this first day, but he would like to do before the Iron Bell show up, is to try and copy these 2 remaining spell books into his these 2 remaining spell scrolls into his spell book. So maybe we can take care of that now.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
We'd be
Noting-
down to 1/4 health at that point.
No, they don't stack. You have to recover fully from one before you can do the next.
Yeah. So on day 2, I will have recovered from the one I just did. I can do another one. Day 3, I can do the third one. I do have to make a Arcana check. I don't remember if you said that somebody could help me with that Arcana check, but my co-cultist Inkatink would probably love to help if he could.
That is okay with me. It is. Tell me what the spells are, and I'm going to give you a DC.
Oh, the DC is set in the rules. It's the level of the spell plus 10, so DC 13 for both of these.
Okay.
And my Arcana is plus 3. So I've just got to roll
10 or better.
10
with
or
advantage.
higher. Yeah. So day 1,
You can get guidance too.
Inkatink can give me guidance?
I won't do guidance on this one.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This isn't really a guidance thing.
Yeah. Let me tell you the actual spell. The first spell I'm going to try here is Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
Which is very appropriate.
Vampire.
Okay. I got an 11 and a 12. Both of them both would pass. So day 2, Diamondback is still half hit points, weird, snaky, ooby gooby, but he successfully copies Vampiric Touch into his spell book. And then the scroll is destroyed. So now the process of copying destroys the scroll. So now that's not going to be in my inventory anymore. And next is Tongues. It's the same deal. It's also a 3rd level spell.
Inkatink was gonna run off and collect magic.
That's right. Actually,
Components.
Inkatink's gone the whole way.
Right. Is Inkatink gone for 6 days?
I think he had said like 5 days. So in that case, both of those 2 rolls were good.
Yeah.
So just roll 1 this time. Thank you. For
Okay.
Good recall.
Right. Even if I had been rolling with disadvantage, that roll would have worked. Okay. So this is just 1 dice to copy Tongues.
10 or
Which
better.
is, yeah. Oof, 2. So Diamondback fails to copy the Tongues spell, and the scroll is destroyed, and he doesn't know how to cast it.
What is that again?
Tongues?
Yeah, remind me.
It's like a communication spell.
Glossolalia. Speaking in tongues, you can understand people.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
really good language spell. Like you cast it, you can cast it on somebody else, and then like they understand everything said. Or the spell grants the creature you touch, so it's not just you. It's like anybody. The
Yeah.
ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language can hear the target understands what it says. So it's like, don't worry about languages anymore. Once you've got this spell, super
Yeah.
powerful, 3rd level spell, but I don't have it.
Maybe someday y'all will get that spell.
Maybe someday, but not now. But I'm glad to have Vampiric Touch.
What's that do?
It's pretty nasty. It basically like you cast it once at the beginning of a battle, and then after that you can make melee spell attacks that damage opponents and give you hit points back.
If you damage them for like 10, you get 5, something like that.
Oh wow.
Hey Dwight, you know how when I stab somebody with one of my knives, it actually heals.
Mm-hmm.
It's that
Same
same
principle
principle.
of
Yeah, it's a health transference factor. Yeah.
Is there anything y'all would like me to clarify? Anything you've been wondering about that is like not just me telling secrets? Anything you've forgotten? You're like, hey, what happened on that one detail? Okay. Just whatever. If not, that's fine. Just offering.
Can't think of anything. Do we have any idea? Did the dragon leave like a calling card or anything? Oh, great dragon!
You have if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
you could contact him probably.
Gotcha.
You have the info you need, or at least you could. You know, you might be able to think of a good way that's likely to work, possibly.
At some point, Inkatink
I mean-
definitely.
Oh, I mean, Matt could send a message.
I should be able to sending to him anytime.
There we go. Problem solved.
At
Josh,
some
you were
point,
saying something?
yeah, at some point, Inkatink would definitely get together some of his woodworking, stoneworking tools and try to make the place on the bracelet where that stone had fallen out, like go and try to repair it to look exactly like one of the others. Once he gets that stone put back in there, he definitely studies it. Does he come to understand anything more about it as he, pores over it and memorizes it and meditates on it and tries to connect with something through it?
Tell me what you want to understand,
Hmm.
and then roll an
So-
investigation check.
Yeah, so Inkatink has seen that other people's magical focuses are a very, very different types of things. So he's just trying to understand, is this a circlet that actually still belongs to someone very powerful? And so he's borrowing someone else's power. Is it a focus? Is he summoning the power through it? That kind of thing. He's just trying to understand more about how this particular thing holds power or gives power or helps him attune to power, that kind of stuff.
Roll an investigation check. Hey Pat.
Hello.
I rolled a 17, and if I can have guidance on it, you tell me.
No, you're good. No, you don't know anything about it.
Okay.
The stones also don't seem to have anything particularly special about them. But
one of them has fallen out.
and it leaves a little round socket on the bracelet.
Right. Remember, I had found the missing stone. So
Yep.
is that a thing that I can do? Repair it?
Sure. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just pop
that stone back in.
It's a little like bead, basically, except a
Right.
little polished kind of stone.
Okay. Yeah. Inkatink resets the stone, and I'm sure you find him like just idly staring at it and toying with it. It's a shiny thing, right? What color are the gemstones in it?
They are
Two that are blue and one that's white.
two that
The blue and white of them.
when I say white, I don't mean clear, but like actually white, maybe translucent. The one of the blue ones had popped out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so Robert.
Pat.
Oh,
Yep. Sorry.
so Robert, I've composed my 25-word message encoding our group's strategy to send to the dragon, and also what I want to send to Yoshka.
Okay.
So I'll send it to
will you
Yoshka
then-
on one day, and then the dragon on the next day, or whatever.
Great.
That sounds good to me. Will you?
Please, somebody please catch up Pat on just where we are, what we're doing.
Hi, Pat.
Hello.
We're just tying up loose ends. We're having a short episode. We're just tying up loose ends before the big battle. Next episode will be big, huge set piece, giant battle. We're trying to make sure we've got all our I's dotted and T's crossed.
Cool.
Yeah,
Pat, you weren't here last week, right?
I was
I
not.
think
Oh,
our big plan, sort of broad stroke,
We are going to put
the various villagers that are willing to resist on the outer wall, and then
into the mud keep.
and then we're going to use
Your
painting magic paints,
Marvelous pigments.
marvelous pigments to fill in about half of the mud keep with a solid block of
very much if we did that.
you're just closing off all the alleys basically, including the area where the teleportation circle is, and that will be the second fallback, the third position. And then we were also basically filling the area around outside the
Wait,
city.
hold on one sec. He wants
we lost him. And I cannot get this camera to focus.
back.
Where did I drop off?
What was the last thing y'all heard?
That camera better not have ADD.
You hear
Problems
us?
with focus.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear you. I don't know what Josh
Last
is
thing
talking
was
about.
talking about putting traps in and around the teleportation circle and having several points to fall back to.
Yeah. And then also outside the city, we're making rough terrain and stuff, except we're leaving kind of a path up to the gate to hopefully encourage the Iron Bell to go that way instead of other ways. And then also there were about 15 of the villagers who like level 1 characters, if you will. They're nobody's, so they're kind of each leading a squad, and each of them we're going to try to give components for heat metal with the goal of them casting that and then immediately running as far away as possible.
The heat
Okay.
cast on the Iron Bell's armor, or
Or swords.
There's like magic arms and stuff.
Yeah.
That are attached, so they
Personal-
can't just drop it immediately.
Prosthetics, wearables, armor. Prosthetics, wearables, wieldables, in that order.
Yeah.
Pat, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
I put this in the Google Drive, shared with you all. I think I shared it with you. If not, I will share it with you. This is your town. You can trust the details of it. It has this outer compass looking thing on the very outside is the places that are familiar to you, or at least you know of, with the known distance if there's one. So the headwaters, you don't know how far. Saracon's about a day. Oravan is about 2 days, and the whole is about a day that way. This is where the colored sections here are the boroughs where each of the towns that were rescued have kind of taken up residence. The yellow dots represent people who weren't from any town. This centerpiece is the Mud Keep, that place where y'all had made the little center of the town. There's the fountain, Saracon, the undead people, and then Diamondback's Tower. You have access to this. You can look at it.
I don't think it's shared with me on Drive.
Okay. Let me just fix that real quickly.
I think it's also
Can you-
embedded in the
Slack or
Slack.
text me your email address rather than say it on YouTube. Just to make sure something.
Yeah, I will Slack it to you. Slack it to you on work Slack, because that's the one I have on my phone.
Slack it to you,
Yeah,
slack it
that's
to
fine.
you,
That's
slack
what I
it
have
to you,
open
slack
too.
it to you, slack it to you, slack it to you, slack it to you, slack it to you.
Thank you. Let's see here. I think it was under.
It seems like y'all have it pretty well figured out. I'll say, if this is helpful, I also have that decanter of endless water, which is exactly what it sounds like and can produce significant volumes of water.
nice.
So if that
Actually,
would be helpful.
That means
it
that we
actually
can
will
make more
produce
beer.
vast quantities of water if he were to put his mind to it.
Nice.
That means
Maybe
that we could make a lot of intermittent water land choke paths, right?
Yeah. Also, Pat, you have that thorn wall spell that I was thinking as soon as we see the whole group of them, you could cut them in half.
I do have that. I can only cast that once,
Gotcha. Like,
which is, I mean, it's still useful, but I can cast it once for up to 10 minutes.
gotcha.
And it will continue, obviously, to damage things that are moving through it as it's up.
Are we sure that it's not worth trying to do at least one shenanigan where we try to get them all trapped in one place or something like that?
Well, if they're coming in waves, that's kind of impossible, isn't it?
Right, so that's the question, is what kind of a scenario could we set up that would lure them to all rush in?
Well, I was just thinking, since we have the decanter of endless water, we could make, I don't know if we could do it in, 6 days, but we could possibly maybe make like the north half of the approach to the city into just a swampy, destroyed, muddy mess. So that
Knee
they'd
high
have to
water
approach from
everywhere
the
would
south.
make it, yes, that's good. Make it basically impassable so we narrow the playing field.
I mean, that cuts both ways, though, doesn't it?
Well, but we're defending.
Difficult terrain for them is difficult terrain for us, though. If we're trying to fall back a bunch and we're trying to move through water, I feel
Well,
like
no, but the
Ooh,
point is,
wait.
no. See,
we've got,
so
hang on.
so
We've
the
got two
strategy
druids.
is
We've got 2 druids. Let me, before you say it, because your strategy will depend. We have 2 people who can turn into specialized aquatic predators. We can create a forced aquatic environment where those two druids are at a significant advantage and the humans are a significant disadvantage.
The point is that nobody walks through the swampy area.
Well, I'm just saying, if they do get in there, then that's an advantage to us because our players would have increased mobility. They'd be making attacks with advantage and darting back out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
pretty sure
but
the
the
Iron
idea
Skull
is-
to be casting things like that mist that kills everybody inside of it and things like that. So a couple alligators aren't really going to do much to them.
I don't know,
The
man.
idea-
I mean, I think you could do some really good tactical moves with the right animal that you pick.
So if we defend the south, they can come around to the north where we aren't. And if we go to the north, they can go to the west, right? So if we create an area that is difficult for them to attack from that way, like if we make everything outside of the wall to the north of the city is a swampy mess, then they'll attack from the south, which we have well defended. And if they do decide to attack from the north, it will be easier to fight them since we'll be up on our walls shooting down on some guys that are floundering through the mud.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So just to give you all a sense of this real quickly, in 12
Of basically focused hard work.
like he has to every few seconds do the magic with this thing for 12 hours. Every 12 hours, he can do about a third of an Olympic-sized pool.
that's not enough.
I
My
just did the
idea
math.
won't work. My idea
If
won't
we-
work. It's not enough water.
We could at least make a swampy perimeter.
We could use it as a trap if we could seal off some of the doors. So my strategy, the strategy for the third wall. So that the first wall is the outermost wall, the second wall is the mud keep, and then the innermost wall is the inside half of the mud keep, which is actually a bunch of houses that are connected by walls, right? And they don't know which house is the actual entryway into the innermost courtyard. And we could fill up some of the other houses if we like seal the door. We could fill up some of those houses with water, and then when as a trap, they open the door to see if that's the way in. Pshaw!
And behind them in the alleyway, you've just dug a huge pit. So now the water's going to just gush them into a pit.
But we have a crew who's working on creating traps. So maybe Tull can help them out for a day, filling various things with water that the trap crew thinks would be a good idea.
To like just literally push them with a wall of water.
Yeah.
Or like, set up hidden pit traps that are full of water that they'll fall into, and then
Right.
a wall will collapse on top of them and just.
I feel like if these people are
something.
wearing any sort of armor, they like. I don't know how common it is being able to swim, but just having water in them might be enough to drown.
Right.
or
Yeah, you can't
seriously
swim in
damage.
armor. I think not very many of them will have big heavy armor like that boss that we fought.
Spolash.
It might be like a few of the bosses have big heavy armor.
Well, if we get rid of those, all the better.
Yeah.
Especially if you use mold earth, you can basically make a swimming pool wall, right? The little pond retaining wall.
Yeah.
Something that they could later then just, you don't even have to have a spell to set it off. You could have somebody with a big pole poke it, it breaks, it gives, right?
But I think we've sort of assigned trap creation to
Groups of people, yeah.
to groups of people, and the DM is going to like figure out how
Yeah.
good they did at building traps.
I'm going to roll it up.
Cool.
So,
Put
it'll
put
be
in the table, put in the table that Tull is willing to fill things with huge amounts of water, like
Yeah.
you know, a tenth of an Olympic swimming pool.
Sure. Also, Pat, I had just shared that with you.
Cool, thank you.
So, Robert, could I make a special request that you roll for just one thing that I asked for from last week? This would be like my Christmas Eve one present that I opened.
I remember that. Let me. You texted it to me, right?
The component that I was looking for?
Yeah. You texted it to me, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I remember looking at it and being like, yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Like,
it's a very rules is written core rule book. Just
Yeah.
mob, yeah.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah. Gotcha.
So the question is, do I find that component in all my
I'll roll
searching?
for it.
Yeah.
What? Anything else I can tell any of y'all, or anything you want to do, or anything before we call it?
I also have the Boots of False Tracks, but I don't feel like that's really going to help us.
That will help us later, maybe. Oh, did anybody?
Yeah,
Did we tell Patrick the Diamondbacks strategy, the war strategy?
Do it.
We know that the Iron Bell sends larger and larger armies, and they generally double what they sent last time. They come from upriver, right? They come from upriver, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally speaking, they come from the headwaters, although you would notice that if like a little crew of a couple of guys like Yat has trouble, they'll find, if they can, they'll just find somebody nearby and kind of band together. So it's not necessarily coming from the headwaters in general, but with a bigger force, they're probably going to be, sending reinforcements.
So they've already attacked this town twice, and they've doubled the number that they sent both times. They're about to
They attacked once.
Yeah, they didn't get to the town when we.
Once was just a random patrol minding their business, and you
Okay.
attacked them.
and then they attacked after that, and now they're attacking a third time, or we're having a fight a third time. But the fourth time, Diamondback thinks we can win this third time. We have a moderately well defended position. We've got a bunch of powerful heroes here, and some hardy villagers who have nothing to lose.
You've got 15 villagers that have martial experience.
Right. With pikes.
Effectively
Did we give them
level one.
pikes or something?
Yeah, and horns. Hey, and also bows. Hey, do you want to tell me your 2 sets of messages?
Yeah, so I'll be sending the same message to both of them.
Oh,
It goes
okay.
like this.
Hold on. Let me write it down. Just a sec.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally closed my tab that had the document. Okay, I'm ready.
Iron Bell attacking town in 6 days. And amend 6 to whatever the actual number is on the day that I send it.
Yeah.
We will win. They will send larger army. We go upriver, dodge army, attack their capital. Join us.
All right. That's the message you send both to Yoshka and then on a different day to
Yes.
Deal.
So basically the strategy is that when they send, Diamondback doesn't know how many Iron Bell are in the capital, but he thinks that if they're sending something like 3 dozen now and we defeat those 3 dozen, they're going to send a lot to attack us the 4th time. Like they're going to they're going to put a lot of hopefully they will put a lot of their military power. It will become a major campaign for them that they will put a lot of effort into. And so what we'll do is when they send that army, us and our merry ragtag crew, our villagers, they're not going to have a good time. But
some of you will die. That is a price I am willing to pay.
It super is. Many of them will die, and many of those who die will not have to stop fighting.
Many of you will find peace in death. Some relentless and inexorable work.
So we go around that army. That army gets to our town. We're not there. We're going to. We have good scouts who can turn into animals. We're going to make sure that our path upriver does not intersect the army that they are coming down to attack us with. We are going all the way up into the headwaters. We are finding where the Iron Bell come from, and we're destroying it. We're calling on the dragon. We're calling on Diamondback's patron to help. We're trying to get anybody.
Diamondback's lich friend.
You don't know that. Nobody's told you that.
Belvari knows it. He knows it.
You should consider thinking through what all resources you have. True, a dragon and a patron. Are there any others?
I would love for my companions, because my Diamondback's message is this next battle is not the real battle. We'll be able to defeat them here, but the battle after that, like he's telling Garriott this, he's anybody who will listen, he's telling this. The battle after that, where we attack them, we get one shot. This is the Hail Mary, the one chance we get to get rid of the Iron Bell once and for all. We have to put every single thing that we've got into this. Yeah, I can't think of any other resources we have, but I mean, we're bringing Garriott. He knows some stuff. He's apparently got some mystic equipment that just showed up. So,
yeah, he had mentioned going back to the village.
I tried to get Morris to help. Sorry, Dwight. Go on.
I can talk to at least one unicorn.
There you go.
Hey, maybe the unicorn knows somebody.
Mark on my back.
Every day you'll what?
I'll pat the mark on my back and be like, "Good boy."
Yeah, maybe the unicorn knows somebody. Ask the unicorn. The unicorn's friends with dragons.
The unicorn's gone. If I see any more unicorns, I'll talk to them. See what
you can do.
See if it carries over.
I mean, we've already gotten as many people as we can.
There's also Yoshka and Nino and Talon.
Right. Well, I've sent this message to Yoshka as well, so hopefully.
I'm assuming they will appear sort of like Gandalf on the ridge above the battle, except instead of the sun behind them, it'll just be like an equivalent amount of darkness as they're coming out of the hole.
Right.
Black hole sun.
I mean, ideally, what we would be doing is like freeing enslaved people as we go, like gathering up more villages into our army as we go. But since we have to go stealthily, like we probably have to do that opportunistically rather than thoroughly.
We need to
come upon a village.
Yeah.
We need to say two things, right? We need to say, one, if you have the guts to go with us now, go with us now. if you don't have the guts today, but you realize what's happening tomorrow, get ready, because what we're about to do is going to ring their bell, and you're going to have a certain amount of time to get a second wave ready to come in. Like, we're going to go in there, mess them up. You guys come in and, mop up afterwards.
We need to avoid other cities because these are the cities that were marked as ones that
For destruction.
Yeah, they were against the Iron Bell. All the others were like friends of the Iron Bell.
Yeah.
Or at least not
Yeah.
resistance.
Yeah. Neutral to bad. Neutral at best.
Well, Diamondback isn't going to be giving any stirring speeches that bring whole villages to join our army. His charisma modifier is L0. Somebody else will have to do that.
But we know from experience, Diamondback can give a speech and roll 2 consecutive ones.
Yeah. That inspired Belvaria quite well.
Expired.
Unfortunately,
Convince everybody that
the
Diamondback
opposite.
is an existential threat.
Yeah. Or just a liar. Lich friend. Okay.
Good. All right, we'll pick up. So, Dwight, do you want us to, or all of you, I guess, Dwight's not going to be here next week. Do you want to skip next week or do next week? Dwight, do you have a preference?
I think the week after, I'm going to be in California, but I should still be able to do it. I'm traveling on Sunday. I'll be in California time.
Yeah, it'll be early. How long late are you working?
Yeah. It's going to be a tricky proposition for me
Like
to
4 in the afternoon, I think.
Yeah, it would be 4 in the afternoon. I mean, I could
Knock off early.
No, I don't think that would give a good impression. I think visiting San Francisco to work in the office with the rest of the team, I'm not going to be like, all right, it's 3:45. I'm getting out of here. See you guys later.
Listen, my guys.
I got some fantasy role playing to do. It's very important.
There's an elf that won't exist until I pretend to be it.
But
I'll say, hey, this is Robert. Matt needs to leave.
I mean, can you impersonate the Sir Robert?
That's what I'm saying.
He actually doesn't work for the company anymore. And he
Sucker.
wouldn't be in charge of me anyway.
I've got a bow tie for that young man.
So I have no idea. I'm sorry.
You could join a little late, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we could just start at.
Also, other options are just we could pick a different day for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
I can do that.
or a different time or whatever.
I would be fine with that.
Next week, Tuesday and Wednesday work.
Let me pull up my.
Week after that, Tuesday works, but not Wednesday.
Yeah, I think my Thursdays are taken up.
Same. I guess Fridays are also an option for me.
I can make a Friday work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I
I
can
can-
do that.
I could do Friday.
Not this Friday, but the Friday after.
Right.
30th.
I'll be back real quick. My calendar's in the other room. I'll 30th. I'll see.
Friday, October 30th is probably going to be bad. That's Halloween night.
September 30th.
Oh, September 30th. Never mind. I'm not very good at days of the week or months or basic orientation.
Sort of.
Perhaps I don't own a compass. I don't know how that works. I don't know how to talk to women. I scare children. I don't have any personal hygiene.
Are you imitating a Bigfoot?
Yes.
All of his hygiene is impersonal.
Impersonal. So he cleans other people? Or not people, just clean things.
He cleans himself, but it's
There's
very
whole
clean.
jobs based around that.
That's it. Cleans
Although
himself, but it
generally-
doesn't help his social.
Generally, those jobs want you to clean yourself.
I think I'm good for the 30th.
All right.
Okay. It sounded like you had to run back from the calendar.
I have to run everywhere.
So that's instead of the 26th, we do the 30th.
Works for me. I think Matt's not good for the 3rd, though, right?
Right.
So you want to do the 7th also?
The 7th is not going to be good for me.
I'm good on the 4th.
I can make the 4th work.
Are you going to still be in California on the 7th, Matt?
I'm gonna. So the 7th in California is like a big party that is the whole reason they're flying us there that week.
Gotcha.
And the 3rd is going to be like probably the welcome people coming in from out of town party on the 3rd. I'll bet
But the
that I
4th
can
is
do
when
the
everybody
4th.
knocks off early for roleplay.
I think so.
I'll bet Tuesday I can say I've got a thing. I've got to knock off at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
For
A doctor's appointment with Dr. Fun.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
try.
you could do 4:30, right? I mean, I guess you probably
Right,
don't
I
wanna do
could-
it.
I could join at 7:30.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's say the 30th and then the 4th.
Got it.
Tuesday the 4th.
Okay.